is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
The Padres are in the Rocky Mountains to begin a 3-game weekend series against the Rockies. Game 1 is next on Fox Sports San Diego. We welcome you to Coors Field in Denver, Colorado, as the fans make their way in for Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Padres and the Rockies. Good pitching matchup tonight. Andrew Cashner, the 29-year-old, ready for his 11th start. His last time out, able to beat Colorado. On the other side, John Gray won his last start against the Padres as well. A career-high 12 strikeouts as part of that victory for the Rockies. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball in the beginning of this 3-game series here against the Rockies tonight. And of course, Mark, a lot of the Padres hitters like hitting here at Coors Field, but none better than Matt Kemp.
I think a lot of hitters look at the calendar of the year coming up. They circle Colorado. One man in particular, as you mentioned, Don, is Matt Kemp. Why is that? Well, we know he's a power hitter since day one coming up with the Dodgers, but here in Colorado, he does not overswing. In 75 games, yes, everybody will take those numbers. Look at the OPS, the power from foul pole to foul pole. He just meets up with a guy like John Gray, gets something up in the zone, he'll take it the other way with the best of them, circle the bases. He loves to hit in Colorado.
Loving to hit in Colorado also is Nolan Arenado, the great third baseman for the Rockies.
And look at through 59 games, talking about last year and this year, and this kid's just going to get better, I believe. He can cover any pitch at any time. And when he's up at the plate, everybody doesn't go to concession stand. He's a showstopper. This guy is a guy who covers the whole plate, foul pole to foul pole as well. But he makes adjustments. I mean, this is a guy, the numbers last year and then this year, he's been around for a while. Pitchers aren't making adjustments. He makes the adjustments. That's why he's so darn good.
Well, the Padres had yesterday off. They begin the series tonight. It's such a big time of the year. It's draft time. We'll come back, and the manager will weigh in on the draft. And we come back right after this.
thing, never stop chasing your dreams. Your dreams are your best motivators.
This is a very exciting night for many players who hope to start their professional careers.
Big night for the San Diego Padres. They have 3 of the first 25 selections.
They have a chance to have a monster draft.
They can make a major dent tonight.
The San Diego Padres select Cal Quantrill.
Could be the steal of the draft. He's a guy who knows how to pitch. He goes right after guys.
The San Diego Padres have the next selection.
At number 24, Hudson Sanchez.
Eric Lauer.
Could be the first college starter from this draft to the big leagues.
With the 48th selection, Buddy Reed. Oh my. With the 71st selection, the San Diego Padres select Reggie Lawson.
That's our very own Dick Enberg, who is in New York, and announcing that life-changing moment when these boys' lives changed forever, knowing that they were picked in the draft. I had a chance to talk to manager Andy Green and get his thoughts on the draft and some newly minted Padres.
I was following it closely. You know, I wasn't in the war room at all. I wasn't spending time analyzing every single pick that way. But obviously we're excited about the upside guys we took early in the draft. And, you know, I'm probably not the person at this point in time to speak too in depth on them because I haven't spent much time around them, but excited to get them all into the system and get them going. And they're going to be future Padres, so they're great to have. We want guys that understand how to play the game. We obviously went heavy pitching on day 1 and day 2, and so we took a lot of upside arms that have the ability to impact us at the big league level. You want guys that love to play the game, that enjoy being around the game, that can laugh at themselves, that have aptitude and understanding of how to play the game, and that are driven and have high work ethics. And on top of that, you want the normal tool set that you're looking for. So we're optimistic. We took a lot of those guys.
Well, they certainly did go heavy on pitching. The first day, which was yesterday of the draft, they selected 5 selections, and today with 8, totaling 13. Of those 13, 9 are pitchers. Well, when we come back, the Padres taking on the Rockies for Game 1 of the 3-game set, coming up from Coors.
Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Jerome's Furniture, where Terry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Sony High-Res Audio. Finally, hear everything. We welcome you back to Denver, Colorado. And Coors Field, the scene for game one of this three-game series between the Padres and the Rockies. And it is on the warm side here today, 82 degrees and high humidity throughout the day, as the Padres coming in the day before yesterday and having yesterday off here in Denver. They open up this three-game series. The Rockies actually played a makeup game here yesterday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. As the Padres get settled in tonight, let's check out the starting lineup for the visiting Padres, brought to you by Toyota. John Jay is in center field with Will Myers at first base. Matt Kemp in right. Jan Hervis Solarte at second base. Melvin Upton Jr. in left field with Brett Wallace at third base. Derek Norris does the catching, bats seventh with Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. And the pitcher batting out of the ninth spot is Andrew Kashner. Now defensively in behind John Gray in this game, as San Diego's boat show, the International Boat Show, brings you the defense tonight for the Padres. Gerardo Parra in left, Charlie Blackmon at center, Carlos Gonzalez in right, Nolan Arenado at third base, Trevor Story at short, DJ LeMahieu at second, with Mark Reynolds at first and Nick Hundley doing the catching for John Gray. The umpiring crew tonight, Quinn Walcott has a play calling the balls and strikes. Crew chief Paul Emmel at first base with Pat Hoberg at second base and Mark Carlson, the umpire, at third.
Let's see if the Padres could take advantage of that off day yesterday in Colorado, a full off day when the Rockies had to play the Pirates. You know, you got to use up your bullpen. Jorge De La Rosa went 4 innings.
Yep.
He pitched so well, but you can pretty much scratch him off for today. So he's pretty out of the mix against these Padres. So try to get into that bullpen.
Well, the Padres like hitting here at Coors Field, and not much they like facing John Gray. Did not fare very well against John Gray last time out, and Gray, of course, with career high 12 strikeouts in that last outing. Standing in to get it started here is John Jay. Center fielder hitting at .291, 2 homers, 18 runs batted in. Jay, Myers, and Kemp here in the first inning. John Gray with the first pitch of the ball game. And that is in there for strike one, and we are underway. Outfield about straight away, and Carlos Gonzalez deep in right field on John Jay. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Okay, one thing about John Gray that we noticed when he pitched last time in San Diego, he broke everything out in the toolbox early on. He was flipping everything up there.
There's a ground ball by the mound towards LeMahieu, charges in and throws out John Jay. Yeah, he will throw a lot of his secondary pitches early in the game. He's not afraid, that's for sure, and it worked very well against the Padres.
And here's the scouting report on right-hander John Gray. 24-year-old, he's got the fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. He attacks the zone with all his pitches. We saw that in San Diego, and he'll expand. He's got that type of stuff. High fastballs out of the zone. He'll throw the breaking ball down into the lefties. The kid just knows how to pitch.
And one down here in the first inning brings up Will Myers. Myers batting out of the 2 spot. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Talking to Andy Green before the ball game, and he said the slider is the thing that gave the Padres the most trouble last time out when dealing with John Gray, and something they're aware of. Hopefully they can make an adjustment here, just facing him recently. A 1 pitch. Foul.
And I'm a firm believer, John Gray, his last outing, he could have pitched against the hottest hitting team in baseball. If you just erase the hitters and you saw where those pitches were going, he would have been successful. That's how good I think he was. But you can get to him early. In 9 games in the first inning, they're hitting .342, 3 home runs, 10 runs. Got to get to this kid early.
Myers will take it, and it does just miss. Comes in with a 4-2 record, ERA up over 5, but keep in mind he pitches here, Coors Field. You got to keep that in mind when you're talking about Rockies pitching. Tough place to pitch.
Ooh, thank you.
Couple that have been very close. Padres will take it. 2-2.
Little backup slider that kind of missed, according to home plate umpire Quinn Walcott, but Foxtrax had it as a strike. Just one more pitch for Will Myers to look at.
Mound in the sunshine, the home plate area in the shadows. Myers jumps back out of the way, ball 3. See the shadows right now as they hear an early evening baseball from Denver, Colorado. Some sunshine to get it started. It was pretty cloudy here for a lot of the day and during batting practice here. Payoff pitch. Myers will lift it in the air down the right field line. Carlos Gonzalez towards foul ground will not have a play, just lands harmlessly. It was too far away.
See how far he had to run?
Yeah, he still wasn't close.
That's a $5 cab ride from where he was playing to that foul ball down the line. And I know we say it every time we come here, folks, but it's worth noting just to give you an idea of how much ground these outfielders have to cover.
Vast outfield here at Coors Field. 415 to straightaway center field. Talking about 375 to the power alleys. 390 to left center. He gets jets out over there. Payoff pitch. On the ground left side. It's Arenado. Low throw, but very low. One hopped it short of Reynolds, who hauls it in back as basket style. 2 down.
I think he did it on purpose, but let's get to the keys of the game first. May Gray have June gloom. Not May the month, but may he, John Gray that is, have June gloom because they got to him, right? Right. In San Diego,
yes.
whatever, you know what I'm saying. Rocky Mountain repeat. The Padres in San Diego against the Rockies. Hopefully they carry that on over here.
Try to do what they did there, here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those keys,
Who they brought to you by?
however good they were brought to you by the San Diego Honda dealers. Really good.
Of course.
So 2 down here in the first. Matt Kemp, the batter. So you think Arenado did that on purpose?
Yeah, because of the sun, I think. I think given to first baseman. Mark Reynolds. Because when you look at the shadow, when he's on first base, that sunlight is directly in the eyes from third base.
So keep it down.
Yep, here it is. See how we kind of short-armed it purposely?
Yep.
In between, keeping it low.
1-1 pitch to the backhand, and it's now 2-1 to Matt Kemp. Yangervis Solarte waits on deck. Last 2 seasons, Matt Kemp at 357 the season series against Colorado. 11 home runs, 37 RBIs. Off balance cut there, and it evens at 2-2.
Well, certain players bring that shot in the arm for a certain ball club, and for Andy Green, it's definitely Matt Kemp the last 2 years. Padres 12-7 against the Rockies in 15. This year 6-3, equaling 18-10 with Kemp in that lineup the last 2 years.
Strikes out this time, and Gray has a good first inning. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. The Rockies are coming up from Denver. We come back after this. Yeah, Matt Kemp and the Padres beginning this 3-game series here against the Colorado Rockies. Retired in order in the first inning. Andrew Cashner on the mound here as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and the Rockies are coming up. Check out the Rockies starting lineup. Charlie Blackmon at center field. DJ LeMahieu at second base. Nolan Arenado at third. Carlos Gonzalez at right. Trevor Story, the shortstop. Gerardo Parra at left. Mark Reynolds at first. Nick Hundley does the catching. And John Gray on the mound bats ninth. Charlie Blackmon is that lineup for the Rockies, brought to you by Hyundai. Blackmon will take the strike. .302 average coming in. 6 homers. Gets a pop for leadoff guy. 29 runs batted in for Charlie Blackmon. The lip of the grass at third is Brett Wallace.
Here's the scouting report for Andrew Cashner against these Rockies, and it's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Aggressive with his fastball and slide. He has to be aggressive here in Colorado and keep the ball in the yard. That goes without saying for any pitcher against this Rockies team. They are 4th in home runs, 1st in total bases, 2nd in average. Hey, they're going to hit. Keep the ball in the yard.
Good hitting lineup, this Rockies lineup. I think probably underrated, perhaps, looking at this lineup.
That's a good way of putting it. You're right.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch. Biting in on Blackmon. He strikes out to begin the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Padres defensively, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right, it is Upton Jr., John Jay, and Matt Kemp. Brett Wallace at third. Alexei Ramirez at short. Jan Hermes Solarte at second base with Will Myers at first, and Derek Norris doing the catching for Andrew Cashner. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And DJ LeMahieu coming up. Rockies second baseman batting from the right side.
That wind is whipping that mullet of Andrew Cashner from left field to left field. Or I take that back.
That'd be tough to do.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Cashner appears to be hurt here as Mark Rogow, the trainer, coming out along with Andy Green, and I'm not sure what Cashner did. Not a good sign, and he is leaving this game. That is not a good sign at all. So he just struck out Charlie Blackmon, and Luis Perdomo coming in here for the Padres. An injury with 1 out in the first inning causes Andrew Cashner to leave this game. We'll step aside and come back after this.
Your attention. Now pitching for the Padres.
Colorado, Andrew Cashner facing a batter and coming out of this game as they have been working kind of on his shoulder, it appears. And the strikeout to Blackmon, the Strikeout, getting him for the first out, and then he does a little bit of stretching afterwards, coming back up, and just did not appear to be comfortable.
Yeah, that last pitch, you see how he kind of just felt for that pitch?
Yep.
He really didn't let it go, didn't get through the throwing zone with his arm, and that's when time was called. It kind of looks like maybe testing it a little bit, and you know that's what happens. If you get a little, you test it a little bit. You kind of move it in a certain way that's uncharacteristic of what we've seen of Andrew Cashner on the mound, and then Andy Green and the trainer Mark Rogo will come out. And, gosh, I just hate to see that. So we'll have to wait and sit tight before we hear word on what exactly happened with Andrew.
Yeah, it's kind of looked like they were checking on his shoulder blade area, that kind of area. So we'll have to wait and see, but not a good sign. And into the pen go the Padres as the pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Luis Perdomo has to take this as if it's a start. He will be given as much time needed. And in a key like this, do not rush yourself. Take as many pitches as you need. A pitcher goes out there, the adrenaline's going.
That's hard too.
You might say to yourself, okay, I'm ready, but you need like 10 or 15. Looks like around the neck area.
Yeah. Higher than I thought.
Oh, they're feeling all over the place there. Under the armpit, it looked like, maybe pectoral, and then around the neck area.
None of it good.
No.
And Cashner out of this game, and boy, Perdomo ready to go here pretty quickly. You were talking about taking some time. There's a pitch in there for a strike. You got the whole stadium waiting on you. I imagine there's a lot of pressure, though, as a guy coming in
it's
like
different.
this.
It's a different feeling because you're not warming up in the bullpen.
Right.
You get as much time as you want on that hill, and it's a different feel.
Mayhew, a .308 average. Darren Balza, the pitching coach, certainly concerned as his starter has just left this game in the first inning. On the ground, off Perdomo's glove, it slowed it down, and reaching at first base is LeMahieu. Got a glove on it, just kind of slowed it up as charging in from second was Solarte, had no chance, and LeMahieu reaches. Last 3 outings for Perdomo. You got a guy who's pretty well stretched out. It's kind of been amazing. He's been the guy coming out of the pen, the long man.
Good point. His minor league days, predominantly a starter. The Rule 5 kid has to take this as if it's a start. And this is where relievers, like starters, you have to be on the same page as far as the scouting report. You got to know what's going on. You just can't come in cold and get warmed up. You got to know the scouting report for each and every hitter.
Now here's a good hitter in Nolan Arenado. There's a lot of good hitters in this lineup for the Rockies. Mayhew at first with 1 out. We had Carlos Gonzalez on deck. And Arenado hitting at .296, 18 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Top 2 guys in this order hitting up over 300. Charlie Blackmon at .302. DJ LeMahieu at .308. Where they hit even better here at home. There is Carlos Gonzalez waiting on deck. Also good power numbers, 13 homers, 30 runs batted in for the Rockies right fielder. Mayhew the lead at first. It is on the short side. Driven to right field. Back goes Matt Kemp towards the wall. At the wall, that ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Nolan Arenado, his 19th of the year, and the Rockies out to the 2-0 lead. Just on top of that scoreboard in right field and back into the seats. The Rockies lead it 2-0.
Looked like a 2-seamer away, and it looks like it just gets over the yellow line in front of the grate. It bounces into the stands. You know, we talked about him in our game open. Talk about great plate coverage for Arenado. And you know what? I know a lot of hitters go opposite field here, but with that swing, and it didn't even sound like it was off the sweet spot, and I know both teams get to play here. It happens both ways. But my gosh, that's one that really kicks you in the gut.
Well, 2-0 lead now for the Rockies, and Carlos Gonzalez, 296, 13 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Another power threat. He fouls it off to the left out of play.
Well, we know how series like this in Colorado can really chew up and tax your bullpen, fry your bullpen. This might be one of those games to where a guy like Luis Perdomo, boy, if he needed an outing of his life, it would be tonight. And secondly, you never know, it might be one of those games where you take one for the team. I mean, you might have to wear it tonight. Hopefully it doesn't get to that, to where you take it on 7, 8, 9 earnings in like 5 innings of relief. But hey,
happened to Jeff Lockyer yesterday for the Pirates. Same situation. He ended up being touched for 8 runs, but they had to stay with him.
Yep.
There's a foul ball off to the left. It was a tough day for the Pirates. They were in the middle of a homestand, and they had a makeup game here in Colorado against the Rockies. Flew in, played a late day game, 3 o'clock game, and then flew back to Pittsburgh, and they're back home tonight playing the Cardinals. So they came in, got beaten, and then left.
Yep.
1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Perdomo strikes out Gonzalez for the second out here of the first inning. 2 down brings up Trevor Story.
A good slider from Luis Perdomo.
When you think about the home run possibilities for this Rockies team, pretty good trio. Arenado 19, Story with 16, Gonzalez with 13.
Yeah, it's pretty much you can't pitch around anyone, right? You pick your poison.
They all can take you deep. .261, the 16 homers and the 42 RBIs. And a great first year for Trevor Story, as the pitch will run away from Perdomo. Story sits safely in 7 of the last 8 games. Down in the count, 1-2. Does strike out a lot, 87 strikeouts. That leads the majors. So while he does have the power, good amount of strikeouts accompanying that power.
Oh, he can be pitched to. There's no doubt about that. Pitchers can expand that zone and work out of the zone. High fastball here. He will chase. And as you mentioned, Don, those strikeouts, that tells you that he will chase. I think sometimes he has a tendency to overswing as well, and that'll get him out of his game. Produce some swings and misses.
Chopped up over the mound, back up the middle, and into center field. 2-out base hit for Trevor Story, 3rd hit for the Rockies in this first inning. They've all been off Perdomo. So Story aboard here with 2 down, and then bring up Gerardo Parra. Talked to a lot of the Rockies people, and they really feel like that this guy has been a real key addition to this Rockies team. On the field, off the field, his leadership, and Gerardo Parra, the left fielder.
I was just going to say that, offensively, defensively, we know what he can do, but it's in the clubhouse and off the field for young players. You betcha. That goes a long way. Hey, imagine you're just hired by a very reputable business, right? And you go to work every day, and there's this guy you work with that has a great reputation for the past 10, 12 years that is the stud of your company. You're going to want to hang around him, right?
Absolutely. A big hop to Myers, who just backpedal it and tag the bag to end the inning. 2-run home run for Nolan Arenado has the Rockies on top 2-0.
ahead to the top of the second. Well, this season, the Colorado Rockies have employed a mental toughness guru. He's a mental toughness doctor. His name is Rick Piera, specifically to work with their pitchers. Pitching coach Steve Foster was telling me that, you know, it's one thing to be a visiting pitcher here at Coors, but it's another thing to be a pitcher who's pitching here on a regular rotation, seeing the ball fly out consecutively out of the stadium. And he said it's so difficult because you have to be physically talented. Not only that, but you have to be mentally tough to overcome what your eyes see. And the guy who's taken best to it, he said, is John Gray. He's really been working on that mental strength and toughness to become familiar with the thought that, hey, he's been here before, and the combination on the different sides of the plate and doubling up on the different sides of the plate, he said that toughness has helped his confidence so much.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Mud, could you have used a mental toughness coach when you were pitching?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question about it. And I think Julie makes some very valid points about pitching here in Colorado. It's so dry and arid up here that not only mentally but physically it gets you. The rebounding. Start to start. If you're a reliever, appearance to appearance. Drink a lot of water.
Ground ball, couple of hops to first base. Over to cover is Gray. And retired on the play is Yangervis Solarte for the first out here. The second inning. Gray has retired the first 4 Padres that he's faced in the game tonight. It seems like a lot of major league teams going with that extra coach, if you will. Quality coach is, I believe, what Joe Madden first had kind of employed with the Tampa Bay Rays, just that extra coach. Somebody brings something else to the table besides first base, third base, pitching coaching, or normal coaching positions. It's become an important part of a coaching staff.
I think it's important for any vocation to have a shoulder to cry on, or to just kind of vent. I think that's very important.
A lot of those guys are not in uniform and on the staff per se in the dugout, but they certainly are behind the scenes.
And a lot of people might think, oh, well, why do these guys need that? Well, the more and more we learn about different vocations in our life and around the world, you see more and more of that. Why? You want your employees to produce at the top level.
Right, sure.
So happy employees are productive employees. So if you can have someone in your dugout or with your staff that can help you mentally, psychologically, hey, I'm all for it.
A lot of teams now employing sleep doctors as well.
Come
Sleep,
on.
Such an important part of being a Major League Baseball player. A lack of sleep. And
You
now
know,
they have sleep doctors.
hockey players are big on sleep.
It's huge.
They have nap time.
Yes.
You knew
I
that,
knew
right?
that, yeah. It's one of my favorite parts of announcing hockey. I would partake in the pregame nap after the pregame meal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which they have a huge meal after the morning skate. And then you take a nap. It's great.
Morning skate, you go back to the hotel, you chow,
Yeah.
you nap,
Nap.
and then you go to
And
the
then
arena.
It's go time. Grab a coffee.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So nice.
Melvin Upton Jr. batting with 1 out, bases empty. And a swing and a miss. Fastball at 95. Elevated, gets the job done. Second strikeout for John Gray. Ram Truck's tools of the trade focuses on the strikeouts of John Gray.
Yeah, specifically the slider back at Petco Park. Look at the depth of this slider. He's a power pitcher that can throw the 2-seamer, the 4-seamer, and the slider to put away Padre hitters. Now, last time against San Diego, 7 innings, he struck out 12, and he was dicing and slicing each side of the plate with that slider. He's a good one.
Well, kind of slipped out of his hand to Brett Wallace, batting with 2 down. .215 average for the Padres third baseman coming in. 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. A shift on Wallace on the right side. While the outfield plays him to go the other way. Center fielder Charlie Blackmon, step or two towards left center. That vast outfield here at Coors Field, especially to left center. On the ground against the shift and into left field. A base hit for Brett Wallace. And the first base runner of the night for the Padres.
I don't know if that was by design, but I think maybe Brett was a little late on that pitch, hence beating the shift or denying the shift. Second look, it might have had an idea of taking the ball that way because it was pitched up in a way a little bit. Very nice swing from Brett.
2 down. Wallace at first. Here's Derek Norris at the plate for the first time tonight. 208, 7 homers, and 16 runs batted in. Norris batting out of the 7th spot for the Padres.
Changing speeds on his fastball too. Did you notice that, John Gray? 94, yep. 96, 95.
Comes in individually at 4-2 to his 10th start of the year. Sliced foul off to the right, out of play, and Norris finds himself down 0-2. Four years of age is John Gray coming into this outing. Pretty big kid, 6'4", 235 pounds, a first-round pick. 3rd overall in 2013. And here he is. Swing and a miss. Norris strikes out. 3 Ks so far for John Gray. Inning and a half done. 2-0 Colorado. Muhammad Ali in Louisville, Kentucky, in the procession of that memorial today, and so many lives that he touched over the course of the years of his life, and so many coming out today in Louisville, Kentucky to pay their respects. Amazing footage there all day, really, of the funeral for Muhammad Ali. Into the bottom of the 2nd inning, with the Rockies on top 2-0, and leading it off is Mark Reynolds. Talking about Trevor Story over the course of this year, and you take a look at the career of Mark Reynolds. A lot of home runs, but also a lot of strikeouts.
Yes, sir.
Not so many home runs this year, though. Only 3 home runs with the Rockies. Kind of surprising. Certainly known for his great power. Some big numbers over the years in that regard. Reynolds, Hundley, and Gray, 7, 8, and 9 for Colorado here in the 2nd inning. Reynolds off balance cut there. It's 1-2.
Well, whenever you think of Mark Reynolds and you're a baseball fan, you think of that 09 season. He struck out 223 times, but he hit 44 home runs, drove in 102.
You'll take it.
Absolutely.
The career numbers, 240 home runs in his career in his 10th major league season. Only a .232 hitter, though. It's not generally hit for average. Swinging a foul tip that glances off Derek Norris.
Perdomo's got the good 95 with movement working. Nice little tight slider to Reynolds as well during this at bat.
Came in with 1 out in the first inning. Just joining us, Andrew Kashner leaving with an injury. So Perdomo leads what will be a bullpen game for Andy Green. And Perdomo first in. Give up a base hit in the infield to DJ LeMahieu. Then a 2-run home run to Nolan Arenado. Out another single in the inning by Story, but then got out of the first. And Rockies have a 2-0 lead. This is chopped left side. Wallace diving, has a glance off his glove, and it kicks into left. Reaching at first base will be Mark Reynolds to begin this bottom of the second inning.
Well, Reynolds does not run that well, and if Brett Wallace catches this baseball, it'll be interesting to see what happens at first base. Hey, Brett Wallace is not going to win a Gold Glove over there at third base, but you know what? He's going to get dirty. He's going to try the best he can. He's probably not the most fluid over there. No, he's not Nolan Arenado. But you know what? If Andy Green is going to put him in the lineup, he's going to bust his tail and do the best he can. Might not be the best, the most graceful out there, but he'll give you an effort.
Now Reynolds aboard here with a base hit to begin things in the inning, and now Nick Hundley takes a pitch up and in. 258, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in for Hundley. That's out of the 8th spot. Short lead for Reynolds at first base, not run terribly well, and Myers will hold him on, but it is a short lead. High strike call. Padre waiting on a 1-1 pitch. Oh, miss inside. 2-1. Most home runs ever had in a year for Hundley, who was done with the Padres 2013. 13 home runs that year. Broke into the big leagues with the Padres in 08 and leaving San Diego in 2014. Baltimore first, and then Colorado second season now.
That's right.
Colorado.
Good hitting yard, Baltimore. Good hitting yard here, of course.
Good places to hit.
Yeah.
Numbers with the Padres, 47 home runs altogether, 195 RBIs. Again, was a Padre 08 through 2014. Swing and a miss. Good moving fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Well, I don't know whether it's by design, because, you know, Luis Perdomo does not have that pinpoint control harnessed quite yet, but a lot of pitches up and away to Hundley. Honda Fox tracks, you can see pitch 4 and 5, even pitch 2, 4 and 5, up and away to Nick.
On the ground left side, Ramirez will go to second for 1, on to first for a double play. Well, 6-4-3 on the Twin killing. 2 down here in the second as we send it down to Julie.
Hey guys, well, an update on Andrew Kashner, who just left the game with upper neck and back stiffness. Upper neck and back stiffness made him exit the game, and I will get you guys an update after the game with Andy Green. He'll have more details afterwards.
Okay, thank you very much. It's kind of the area they were checking, and really that is the case. Some stiffness in the neck and upper back. Pitch gets away to John Gray, the pitcher. Perdomo working now with 2 down in the inning. John Jay, the center fielder, over towards right center, shallow. No pitch in there for a strike. He 3 for 16 on the year. It's at 188. Let's get the impression of Perdomo that he couldn't throw a fastball straight if he wanted to. It's just a moving fast, just the way he throws it.
And I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Can get wild at times.
Boy, and if you can harness that delivery and that release point on a consistent basis, he's going to be lights out.
2 balls, 2 strikes now.
I mean, the velocity is there at 95. He's got the decent breaking ball. And let's not forget, this is a kid who hasn't pitched above A ball prior to this year.
In there for strike 3. Well, another loss. Gordie Howe, lost at 88 years of age, has passed away. Mr. Hockey is gone. As we head to the top half of the 3rd inning back in Colorado. Of course, the draft, a big deal over the last 24 hours. And look at the Padres draft picks. Beginning with Cal Quantrill, who was drafted first by the Padres yesterday, along with Hudson Sanchez, Eric Lauer. A lot of pitching so far in the early going for the Padres in the draft.
A lot of pitching. So restock the minor leagues and some high school kids, some college kids as well.
Well, you were a high school draft, correct?
I was.
Did you feel like you had it any harder coming out of high school than you did perhaps going to college maybe and then going?
It's pretty rapid trip to the big leagues because I was drafted. I was young for my class. I was 17 years old, didn't turn 18 till October, and then a quick ascent to the big leagues at 20. So I may have been rushed, but I mean, nowadays it seems like these kids are bigger, stronger, but a lot of it I think has to do with baseball IQ and aptitude. How well do they know the game? I mean, physically and mentally, they're still maturing as a high schooler. So and each individual is different. But you know, hey, if it takes 2 years, he's up in the big leagues paying dividends. If it takes 5 years, all depends on the individual.
Well, Perdomo squaring here with the runner at first.
But to answer your question, I think that for me, it seemed like looking back, I'm not going to say it was easy, but there wasn't a lot of roadblocks my first time. After, that's when the roadblocks came. I was up and down like 3 or 4 times. And remember, it's not how quickly you get to the big leagues, it's how long you could stay in the big leagues. That's the big thing. I would have rather sacrificed, not like I had anything to say about it, I would have rather spent 2 more full years in the minors, be 22 and then called up and then pitch for the next 10 or 12. Who knows if that would have happened? We don't have a crystal ball, but up at 20, down at 20. Down at 21, down at 22, up at 23, down. Roller coaster ride, for the love of Pete.
Well, my only thought was, as far as being drafted as a guy coming out of high school, I mean, that's got to be a pretty quick growing up process to then all of a sudden be in the minor leagues and now being away from home and everything else.
And I was ready. I was ready to leave the house. I mean, not that anything was wrong. I mean, I love my mom and dad dearly, had a great upbringing as a child, but I was just ready, rambunctious, to get out of the house and be with the guys and get in the system and pitch every 5th day at the professional level, paying the bills, paying the rent, paying for a car.
You like that? You wanted all that responsibility. You're more mature beyond your years.
I think if you look back on it, I think I was.
And then you went backwards.
Then I went backwards, yeah. Well, when I reached 31 and out of the game,
like
and then I just reverted back to my, I'm like a 14-year-old again.
Well, Perdomo trying to bunt here with 2 strikes on him. And he does get it down. Pretty good bunt, actually. Catcher will fire it down the right field line. Hundley ended up throwing it up and over. And stopping at third base, Alexei Ramirez. Perdomo will stop at second. On a foul ground here, and that finds its way down the right field line on the errant throw by Nick Hundley. So a good bunt there on the 3rd attempt by Perdomo, and he gets it down.
And take advantage of the throwing error, the mistake. That ball checked up nicely. Now, Luisi's running in the running lane, which a runner should do. So no foul there. Up the line, everybody's moving. And with nobody out, 2nd and 3rd, a good situation for San Diego.
So 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And John Jay standing in. Padres trailing 2-0. Chance here to try to tie this game up at the very least. Jay grounded out first time up. It's a ground ball up the middle towards short. Story with a bobble. Stays with it. His throw will be just in time to get Jay, but in the back door from third base comes Alexei Ramirez with the first Padres run of the night. It's now 2-1. So Jay picks up an RBI, and the ground out almost was able to reach.
Cal Quantrill from Canada. His dad, Paul Quantrill, pitched for many teams in the big leagues. Out of Stanford University, Cal, right-hander, coming off Tommy John surgery. And I'll be quite honest with you folks, when I first heard this, I was kind of like, oh, really? But then again, after talking to some people and talking to some people at the Padres and doing their due diligence as far as homework on Quantrill, and with the success rate of Tommy John surgery, who did the surgery, his progress, his rehab progress, I tell you what, it's a crapshoot all the way around. But I think, you know what, I think they can feel comfortable with the right-hander and being the number 1 pick. I
don't think you have to worry about Tommy John surgery anymore. I think we're to that point.
You know, I know it's the political season, but I'm going to flip-flop because I'm flip-flopping with you, and I believe just that. I don't think you have to worry about that pretty much anymore. But at first I was kind of like, eh. Then I kind of talked to some people and did some research, and I flip-flopped, so I'll admit it.
You're a flip-flopper.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say it. Hey. Right?
No, and for some guys, they've come back better.
Stronger, absolutely.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
This is driven to right center field. Blackman on the run back to make the catch. Tagging at third is Perdomo. He's coming homeward. He will score without a problem, and the Padres have tied the score 2-2. Sac fly for Will Myers, picking up the RBI that has tied this game. So a big error in this inning, turned in by Nick Hundley, the catcher, and a couple of runs in here for San Diego to tie it up. Well, the next pick, Hudson Sanchez for the Padres.
Well, when I look at Sanchez, I was looking at his swing right here. His foot is down and his hands don't have a lot of movement. It looks like that he's shorter to the baseball, which is nice.
To left, and Parra will make the catch. Padres tie the game. A.J. Preller will be joining the boys back in the studio next half inning. Tied 2-2 from Denver. All right, Mike, thanks very much. A nice play here by Perdomo and a grounder right back at him, able to make the stab and retires Arenado. 2-2 the score through 3.
It's kind of a whirlwind, you know. You just sit there and, you know, you see all these guys go before you, and, you know, you see all these guys, you know, living out their dream and, you know, having their dream come true, and just to have your name called, it's awesome, and it's an awesome experience, and, you know, it's very exciting for these kids to be a part of it, and, you know, I know how I felt, and I know that all of them are going to feel the same way, and it's just a dream come true for all of them.
Oh, first baseman Will Myers recounting his draft story. And I got to tell you guys, it has been so cool finding out all of these players' different and significant draft stories and just where they were, what they were doing, what was going through their minds. Just such a big moment in a player's life. So I have to ask you, Mark Grant, tell us your draft story. Where were you? What was going through your head?
35 years ago, June 8th, I was at my mom and dad's house, the house they still reside in Joliet, Illinois. No internet, no nothing, just a phone on the wall and a transistor radio in the kitchen. I had my grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, high school buddies, and we were just waiting to hear the phone to ring or something on the radio. So the phone rang one time, and I answered. I was hoping like it was somebody from the Cubs or the White Sox because they had picks in the first 10. Phone rings, I answer, it's a buddy of mine. Hey, did you get picked? I said, come on, you're tying up the line. And kids these days, tying up the line, they never know what that's going to mean. So anyway, had to hang up. Then like maybe a half hour later, I heard from our local radio station on the radio that I was picked. We had word from New York that Mark was picked 10th by the San Francisco Giants, and it was just like a sigh of relief. I wanted to get out. I wanted to start playing, fulfill my dream. And it was really, really a special moment because the one thing that stuck in my mind was my dad never played professionally, but I think he wanted to, but he chose to go to school to become an architect. That was just that generation. And not once in my childhood when he came home from work, I said, let's play catch. He went to the closet to get his catcher's glove, and we went out on the front lawn to play catch. Not once did he ever say no.
That's great. That's got to be pretty
cool.
Yeah,
it's really, really special.
Something you will never forget.
Unbelievable.
First round draft choice. And what was the first time you got to the Giants? How long were you in the minor leagues before you got to the Giants?
To the big leagues?
Yes.
Rookie ball, 17. A ball, 18, 19, AA, AAA when I was 20, and then got called up after 3 starts.
High drive to left field off the bat of Upton. That ball is back. That ball is going to ride right out of here. Long home run to left field. Melvin Upton Jr. gets his 7th home run of the year, and the Padres take a 3-2 lead. Now Gerardo Parra taking one look and watching that ball ride right out of here.
See how easy he swung?
Didn't think he swung that hard
I
at
know.
all.
Hanging breaking ball. That was the slider. That was the cement mixer. Nice easy swing. Almost kind of like he kind of felt for that ball, not really waited back and attacked it, but still gives you an idea. You hit it on the sweet spot. Doesn't matter the swing. Chances are it's going to go.
Now the shift on. Wallace grounding one left side. Little miscommunication, but LeMahieu, the second baseman, gets it there in time. And that retires Brett Wallace for the second out. Now Melvin Upton Jr. has given the Padres a 3-2 lead with that solo home run. 2 down here in the inning, and it'll bring up Derek Norris.
How far do you think you could hit a ball here if you get down there batting practice?
Probably 450, 460, somewhere in there.
Wouldn't it be interesting though if you went down there just to
get some BP here?
You get hot and you take some BP just to see.
I don't think I don't even have warning track power. I didn't think here I would have warning track power.
But it would just be interesting.
The extra carry.
Like you square one up and it's your best swing of the day just to see how far it would go.
I would find it very interesting. His went 433 feet till the tape.
So you think
so
yours would go farther?
Just didn't get to the back row. Very impressive 7th home run of the year for Upton. And the Padres, who trailed 2-0, lost their starter in this game due to injury with Andrew Kashner leaving, now have a lead. Again, Kashner leaving this game with a stiff neck and some stiffness in his upper back. So Andy Green had to go to that pen right away. Perdomo has been in the game since, now has a lead. Norris is a cue shot, spinning its way down to first base. Reynolds has got it. He'll tag the bag, and that will end the inning. Solo shot for Melvin Upton has given the Padres a 3-2 lead. The home run, the 7th of the year for Melvin Upton Jr. A long one to left. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about, focuses on. A bunt here, which turns out to be a sacrifice and an error. that set up 2 runs as Luis Perdomo had to run around the bases. He was out of gas. Got all the way to second base in that first one and then had to tag up at third and score on the sac fly. So he is okay and good to go here, ready to go now with a lead for the first time tonight.
A lot of things thrown his way very quickly with the injury to Andrew Castro. And how about Melvin Upton Jr. getting the breaky ball? Looked like a slow curveball out of the hand of John Gray that weighted back just enough to send it 433 feet for a home run.
Carlos Gonzalez leading it off here for the Rockies. Trevor Story, then Gerardo Parra featured in the inning. Look, that pitch you were just talking about.
Yeah, out of the hand. Looks like a curveball, doesn't it? He's getting up on top of it and getting that 12-6 rotation. To me, it looks like a curveball out of the hand. Might have been a soft slider.
Soft liner to center. Jay was deep. Now he comes in and tries to catch it, but trapped it, knocked it down, stays with it. Now fires it back inward, but sliding in head first and safely is Carlos Gonzalez to begin things here in the 4th inning.
I don't think Carlos Gonzalez ever broke stride, and that's what you're going to deal with here at Coors Field. Especially when an outfielder dives, makes contact, does not come up with it. You are free to take an extra 90 feet right there, and luckily John Jay keeps that in front of him. And Carlos Gonzalez realized that John Jay has got a beat on it. Oh, he pulls up a little bit. Well, at first it looks like by his running out of the box, I stand corrected, he thought that John Jay may have had a chance to catch that ball.
Well, Gonzalez at second base to be in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Trevor Story, who singled in the first. Where does he rank among rookies? Been a pretty good first year. Well, first in home runs, RBI, slugging percentage, extra base hits, third in hits. It could be very well looking at the Rookie of the Year.
Well, he's on his way, it looks like. No doubt about that. Still a lot of baseball left.
In the dirt outside. The story needs a happy ending. Story singled in the first inning as one of 5 Colorado hits in this game. Padres have 3 in a 3-2 lead. That's a strike right on the outside corner, well placed.
A lot of people talk about Coors Field and helping a player, and we all know that's true. Story this year on the road hitting .259. He does have 10 home runs on the road, driven in 26, so it's not bad. I guess what I'm trying to say is all his damage has not been done here at the friendly confines of Coors Field.
It's not just because he plays at Coors Field.
Right.
Well, there's been kind of a late arriving crowd, but now a very good crowd on hand here tonight.
There's some buzz in the air.
2-2. Foul back to the screen.
Boy, they've really done a nice job here in right field up top.
Yep.
Up the rooftop. That is so cool.
Took the ball game in yesterday on an off day. He was up there at the rooftop with Jesse Agler. Came here yesterday, check out the Pirates.
Were you flashing your credential around everybody?
No, we just used it to get in downstairs in the initial spot to get in the building. When it came up, we were here scouting the Rockies, getting ready for this 3-game series. Soft liner by the dive of Solarte at second base. Wasn't so soft, it was hit pretty hard. And it gets by Solarte in the center field. Story with a base hit, and Carlos Gonzalez takes third, and all of a sudden Rockies have runners at first and third with nobody out.
It tells you a lot about Trevor Story and that swing and the result of that swing. Boy, that pitch was off the plate, it looked like, down and away, and he went out and got it. The foot is down, the hands are back, and he just drives it that way. Gonzalez has got to freeze. Let that line drive go through. You don't want to get doubled up, and he easily moves up 90 feet to third base.
First and third, nobody out. Gerardo Parra coming up. Parra grounded out to first base in the first inning. Myers holding on. Story at first. There goes Story. And a ground ball foul. So they sent him on the first pitch. A foul ball.
Well, a lot of baseball to be played here. Huge innings, big innings. We've heard it all. We've seen it all. So in this situation, you play the infield back to try to get that double play. Hey, give them the run to get 2 outs.
Yeah, they would take that exchange right here. Infield at double play depth with nobody out, first and third. And Parra grounds it back to the mound. Perdomo looks the runner back, then fires to second, and it gets away. Gonzalez will score from third, and this game is tied. So Perdomo looked at the runner first at third and then throws to second base, and does not make a good throw in that direction.
A room service, 1 hopper. This throw, this play has got to be made from the pitcher's mound. He's got plenty of time. He just rushed it a little bit, yanked it. He's off and running. Carlos Gonzalez, he will score easily, and rather than a possible 2 outs, still nobody out and a run across.
So 2 on, and now Mark Reynolds the batter. Pitch inside. Tough to tell how bad a throw that was and whether or not Alexei Ramirez could have made the play.
Still waiting to hear from the official score. I'm guessing that's got to be a fielder's choice E1, right?
Could be. I'm just not sure how bad a throw it really was and whether or not getting a glove on it was Alexei Ramirez. This out to right field where Kemp is waiting. And that'll make the catch. Not going anywhere at second base is Story. And that is the first out of the inning.
It might have not been that bad of a throw, but you know why it was difficult for Ramirez? Because his momentum was going to cover second base, and the throw was back to his right. And then he had to redirect himself.
Look at this play again.
See how he's going towards the bag? Very catchable ball. Very, you know, now the second look, very catchable ball for Alexei, no question.
So they have ruled it an error, though, to the pitcher, Perdomo. Fielder's choice error. Allows Gonzalez to score from third. Here's Nick Hundley. He'll be looking to atone for an error that he committed earlier in this game that led to a couple of Padres runs, a throwing error. Last time up, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Big gap out in left center with John Jay moving over towards right center field. Ground ball through the left side into left field, a base hit. Trevor Story being waved around. Upton's throw to the plate will be not in time, and the Rockies retake the lead on top 4-3. Base hit and an RBI single for Nick Hundley.
Good sharp ground ball through that 5.5 hole, and Stu Cole, the third base coach for the Rockies, putting the pressure on Melvin Upton Jr. to make that good throw, the perfect throw, as Story comes around to score and the Rockies add on.
2 on, 2 runs in, 1 out. John Gray, the pitcher, already squaring. Fouled it off. They've gotten to Perdomo for a couple in the first, now a couple here in the fourth. Bunted foul, 0-2.
Well, you know what there, Haas? Buckle in and hunker down.
We'll be here a while.
Oh, well, not only that, but
settle in.
Lead changes here at this ballpark.
They happen. And no lead is safe at this ballpark either.
I've seen some unbelievable finishes here.
Gray pulls it back. Nice play there by Norris to his right. Picked it on a hop. Parra at second, Hundley at first. 1 out in the inning. 2 runs already in now. Newfound lead for the Rockies. Ray with 2 strikes tries to get it down but strikes out. That is the second time the Gray has struck out tonight. That's out number 2. Third K for Perdomo. A greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Ventura ended up being suspended 9 games for the fight with the Orioles the other day. And Machado only got 4 games for charging the mound, as it turned out, after being hit by the pitch. And Jimmy Rollins designated for assignment by the White Sox.
Well, a couple of things there. Machado got a nice right hand in on Ventura.
Yes, he did.
And secondly, I think for pitchers, you should be penalized starts, not games. Ventura should be out for 2 starts.
Yep.
Not games.
Yeah, because what is that? That's 1 start, really, right? Or is it 2, depending on how many off days they have?
Right, correct.
Yeah. And Charlie Blackmon batting with runners at first and second, 2 down. That seems Major League Baseball kind of sending a message to Ventura as well. I mean, all the times that he has had kind of brush ups here and there. Had enough, perhaps. Blackmon 0 for 2 in the game, has struck out and flied out to center. Fouls it back to the screen, down 1-2. Perdomo's been in this game since the first inning, working here in the 4th. 65th pitch of his outing coming up. And that'll drop in there for strike 3. But the Rockies collect a pair of runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, regain the lead on top 4-3. Brought to you by Geico. In 1998, the Colorado Rockies hosted the All-Star Game. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were marching toward new home run records. The All-Star Game didn't disappoint either. It featured 3 home runs and a record 21 combined runs as the American League beat the National League 13-8. Of course, Mark McGwire returning here, and of course, Walt Weiss was here as an Atlanta Brave at the time, now the manager of the Colorado Rockies, and former managers who were All-Stars as players. Walt Weiss, of course, here now with the Rockies. Pretty impressive list.
Yes. I love the old All-Star footage. I don't care what year it's from. Even back to the first All-Star game, 1933 at Old Comiskey Park in Chicago, and all the way through. And I'll bet you a dime to donuts, Donatangelo, that your wheelhouse for All-Star games, like when you were 8 to like 16,
huge.
Couldn't wait to get home.
No.
To watch the game.
I love the All-Star game.
Oh.
And it didn't mean anything. It was an exhibition then.
I remember Little League practice, talking to the guys on the team. We were impersonating Steve Garvey and Willie Stargell and all those guys, and then can't wait to get home and watch the game.
Alexei Ramirez leading it off here in the 5th. That is strike 3. Freezes Ramirez. 93 on the fastball. Catches the outside corner. That is 5 strikeouts on the night for John Gray. Speaking of All-Stars, here is the All-Star balloting right now in the National League. Cespedes, Harper, and Fowler in the outfield.
Wow, look at those Cubs.
Well represented.
Yeah.
Zobrist, Bryant, Russell, and Rizzo.
And of course, July 12th, the All-Star game. You can watch it on Fox.
Into right field here for Luis Perdomo, hacking away. Got under the glove of the first baseman Mark Reynolds there, and that may be the first major league hit for Luis Perdomo. Ball got under Mark Reynolds, but I believe it's going to be a hit. If that's the case, and Perdomo's got his first. They will get the baseball for him.
That's great. See him stutter and stuff around first. Now this is going to be an adventure watching this. Luis Perdomo running the bases.
John Jay stands in 0 for 2.
He broke down into a chop step about 12 feet before the bag. He must have chop stepped 15 times before he got to the bag.
I was going to try to get into scoring position to help himself out here after giving up the lead with the Rockies on top 4-3. Interesting to see a different approach tonight for the Padres against John Gray than what they had back at Petco Park. Game in which he struck out a combined 12 and a career high. Tonight 5 Ks. 1-1 pitch. The other way. Parra moving over, and Parra running over to make the catch. Back to first goes Perdomo. 2 down.
Sounded like he hit it well, but off the left-handed bat of Jay, that ball is going to slice towards Parra, covering the left center field gap. Nothing you can do there, John Jay. Keep swinging it.
So 2 down here in the 5th brings up Will Myers. Grounded out to third base in the first inning. A sac fly in the 3rd, picked up his 34th RBI.
Remember you talking about pitchers, and particularly myself, making adjustments as far as on the field professionally. You know, think of it from a hitter's standpoint. You're a stud hitter in college, high school, whatever. You're hitting 650 because that's usually the way it is, right? And then you go to pro ball.
Go from aluminum to wood.
Now you're lucky. I mean, if you're making outs every night at a rapid rate,
an alarming rate.
You talk about making an adjustment mentally.
I was amazed. I had the chance to broadcast New York Penn League baseball, which is short season A, and a lot of the guys that play the College World Series go from the College World Series to join an A-ball team, short season. So those guys come in. I thought they were all studs because they're all on ESPN. You got to see them on a regular basis. Yep. You know, at the end, they're in the College World Series. A lot of those guys didn't get out of short season A-ball, and I was stunned by that. I mean, there were so many guys that never got to high A or double A out of it. Incredible transition just couldn't be made.
Yeah. And I think a lot of leagues now, they have those wood bat leagues just because so the kids can make that adjustment early on rather than just going straight aluminum to wood.
Cape Cod League, the big one.
Yep.
A lot of the great college players around the nation. One pitch coming up here to Will Myers. That's a strike. Nothing down the middle here from Gray. See, he's working the corners.
Very nicely.
Relatively short lead at first base for Perdomo, the pitcher, running here for the Padres. Myers gets a piece, stays alive.
Looked like some type of off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup from John Gray.
Gray coming in, career high 3 straight wins. Started at Boston against the Red Sox, 7 1/3. Beat Boston and beat Cincinnati and San Diego last time out. So 3 in a row coming into tonight's game. Another foul towards the end of the bat.
Outfield on the deep side against Will Myers here. Playing to go the other way just a little bit in center field is Charlie Blackmon. Majority of the pitches have been away and down and away.
2-2. Myers now, the inning continues. Matt Kemp waiting on deck. Too far away at 96 off the outside edge.
Hey, that's a tough pitch to lay off. Credit Will Myers for not biting at that one.
Good at bat turned in right now by Will Myers. Pitch 70 coming up here for John Gray with 2 down in the 5th inning. Another foul ball. Myers sending it back to the screen. Another fastball that time from Gray.
Got a nice battle going on here. This is the 9th pitch coming up to Will Myers.
All of this with Perdomo at first base. Now has to run each time with a full count and 2 down. He'll be off again. And time called. Myers backs out. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Myers hits it in the air to left, down the line. Parra headed over towards the corner, and fair ground. He'll make the grab in foul ground, stepping over the line and making the grab and handing the ball off to a fan. Well, Luis Perdomo gets his first major league hit. Padres don't score, though. Trail by a run, 4-3. As we take a look at the game summary, Andrew Kashner leaving the game after a batter and a pitch as he felt some stiffness in his neck and upper back, so he departs. Padres into that bullpen early. Perdomo coming into the game, and Arenado with a 2-run home run in the first inning, his 19th home run of the year. Padres would answer though as Melvin Upton Jr. would put the Padres on top of his home run, put them on top 3-2, but back come the Rockies against Perdomo. They would score 2 more runs in the 4th inning. Both Gonzalez scoring and Trevor Story. And the Rockies have a 4-3 advantage as we play into the bottom of the 5th inning. A game summary brought to you by Harris. DJ LeMahieu getting it started for the Rockies in the 5th. 1 for 2 tonight. Infield hit in the 1st. Grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd and more. Luis Perdomo has been in this game since the 2nd hitter of the 1st inning. Good pitch.
He's done quite well.
Yes, he has.
Short notice.
Had to do this a few times.
Got the good gas going, mid-90s.
No one skips in for ball 2.
He should feel comfortable right about now.
Kind of the way Andy Green plays Matt Duffy of the Giants. Same way they're playing LeMahieu here. Pretty drastic
to
go the other way in the outfield. With Jay well into right center and Kemp over towards the line and right.
A lot of acreage out there. The most in Major League Baseball. 2.66 to be exact.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That is a lot of acres.
You know what's second?
No.
At 2.62?
Let me think. Seattle. Ground ball right side. Solarte. Nice footwork. Fires to first base for the out.
No.
Comerica Park in Detroit.
Wrong.
Petco Park in San Diego.
Incorrect.
It's an American League team, so.
And it's in the Central. And it's near the state of Kansas.
Kauffman Stadium.
Very good.
In Kansas City.
2.62.
I'm surprised by that, to be honest with you.
I am too. I thought it would be more differential. 2.66, 2.62. And Citi Field in New York is 3rd.
Nolan Arenado. 2-run home run in the first inning. Grounded back to the mound in the 3rd. So 1 for 2 and 19 home runs. He sends this one out towards right center. John Jay will run it down. Second out here of the 5th. The timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. Padres reliever Trevor Hoffman on June 10th of 1999, which is 200th career save, and a Padres 2-1 win over the Oakland A's. Of course, that is the forest area out there in center field here at Coors Field, and that is not the Rockies. Sun setting here in Denver.
Just beautiful.
2 down in the 5th inning. Carlos Gonzalez lines one over the shift and into right field for a base hit. Matt Kemp will collect it. That is hit number 2 of the night for Cargo.
And swinging early in the count. First pitch hacking for Carlos Gonzalez.
Joins Trevor Story, both with 2 hits in the game now for the Rockies. And here is Trevor Story. His hits both singles and both to center field. Story to go the other way. Center fielder John Jay, a few steps to right center. Lead at first for Gonzalez. A swing and a miss. Good fastball at 95.
Perfectly located fastball. A little 2-seam movement right at the knee, splitting the heart of the plate.
Another strike, and it's 0-2. Changing the eye level there. One low strike, one high strike.
Talking to Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres before the game, all in favor of an electronic strike zone. There's been some high pitches called balls that should legitimately be called strikes.
So in your world, the home plate umpire, his only existence would be to make calls at the plate.
Correct.
So he's just kind of hanging around back there with very little responsibility.
Takes all the pressure off him. It's going to happen, is it not?
I don't know. This one is grounded down the third baseline, foul. I mean, you're really taking responsibility away from the umpires there. If you're taking away the balls and strikes, I mean, really, you're kind of taking their job away.
Okay, how about the line judges in tennis?
I mean, what if they go to automatic color analysts? What happens to you? You stand around, read some promos,
you know what?
read the disclaimer. I mean,
well, first of all, the telecast would get one heck of a lot better. And secondly, I would join the guys in the clubhouse doing laundry. I love hanging up jerseys, folding towels, putting jock straps back in the lockers. It's awesome.
Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack before it's gone. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. The sun has set in Denver. And a nice job tonight by Luis Perdomo in this game. Came on with one out in the first inning. He's now worked through 5 innings. Padres come to bat now. Here in the top of the 6th, and Matt Kemp. Kemp 0 for 2. Struck out swinging. Last time up, lined out to the left fielder, Gerardo Parra. Big gap out in left center field.
Got to guess another slider right here, don't you think?
I would think so. He sees a healthy diet of them.
Yes, he does.
Ooh. Fastball away instead. Didn't chase.
Also for a pitcher, sometimes it's not just throwing strikes all the time. It's throwing pitches off the plate on purpose to try to make that hitter expand the strike zone. Here comes a slider here.
And he strikes out. 6 strikeouts down for Gray. Second time, Matt Kemp is down by way of the K.
Nick Hundley called the slider down and away, breaking ball, and off the plate. Just enough to entice that hitter. It looks like a fastball, ends up off the plate, and there's the K.
One out here in the 6th inning. Yangervis Solarte. 0 for 2 in the game. Sprays it foul down the left field line, out of play. Solarte's done a very good job since coming off the DL. Overall, a .303 average. 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. There's a happy youngster right there.
So happy.
In the air down the left field line. Parra coming from left will get there and foul ground for the 2nd out of the inning.
Did you ever go to the game as a kid, get a foul ball?
I did.
Did you really?
My dad.
Really?
My dad, yes.
Where?
Enos Cabell hit one. Enos Cabell hit one at Fenway Park. He was with the Detroit Tigers at the time.
Oh, that's a great baseball name right there.
Yep.
Houston Astros, San Francisco Giant, Detroit Tiger. He played for the Cardinals as well?
Not sure. Played a long time though.
Yes,
I know that.
he did. He had a nice career.
Melvin Upton standing in. Had a long home run his last time up. 7th home run of the year. The time gave the Padres a 3-2 lead. He's batting here again now. The Padres trailing by a run.
It was a breaking ball out of the hand of John Gray, and it was one of those that he caught out in front just a little bit, but because it was down the middle of the plate, got the sweet spot of the bat on the baseball and sent it on its way.
Fly ball down the right field line. Carlos Gonzalez moves over and makes the catch in fair ground to end the inning. The Padres down in order, trail 4-3 after 5.5. Key plays in this game and some errant plays in this game. Hundley, former Padre, jumping out here, throwing this one wildly down the line. That would lead to 2 runs for the Padres later on. John Jay able to drive in one of those runs. And Will Myers on a sac fly. Perdomo scores. He tags up. Padres have had their problems. Perdomo on this errant throw.
That's the one that really hurts, Don, is the double play ball.
Yep, could have been 2.
I know you can never assume a double play, but that had double play written all over it. And in this ballpark, you have to capitalize at least 1 run on a miscue. Both teams have done that.
Eduardo Parra leading it off here for the Rockies in the 6th inning. Parra, Reynolds, and Hundley, 6, 7, and 8 featured here for Colorado in the inning. Wallace sit on the grass at third base in case. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
It's a nice tight slider.
Showing no signs of laboring here. 82 pitches deep.
Looks as fresh as ever. The velocity is still there. The movement is still there as well. See if you're going to wipe him out right here. And it's worth noting again, if you're just joining us, Andrew Kasher taking out of the game after striking out Charlie Blackmon. Some stiffness in his neck and upper shoulder area. So very important for the bullpen and Andy Green's bullpen to chew up some innings. And Perdomo, I tell you what, he's answered the call.
On the ground to Solarte. One out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Follow Padres Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Padres fan here in Colorado. A couple of Padres fans.
Love it.
One out in the 6th inning. Mark Reynolds, the batter. His third look at Luis Perdomo tonight. Waiting around, takes a hack and fouls it back.
Might see these Rocky hitters swing at the fastball early to avoid that Perdomo slider. Slider's biting like a mule.
You know, I think the more we get to see Luis Perdomo come out of the bullpen in these instances, the more you kind of wonder whether or not he get a chance to be a starter here in this rotation.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see that last changeup he threw? Tell you what, if he masters that changeup along with that two-seam fastball at 95, 96 slider, yes he did. I thought he went.
Paul Emmel disagrees.
Shocker.
Yeah.
I guarantee if we have a side angle, he went.
One, two. In there for strike 3.
Nice.
Reynolds strikes out looking. That's strikeout number 6 for Perdomo. Let's stop now for the San Diego fan of the game. A lot of Padres fans here tonight. We've seen a couple already. There's 3 more. 2 down in the 6th inning brings up Nick Hundley.
Padres fans travel well here to Denver. It's a great vacation getaway. Maybe some live here.
Only bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd. RBI single in the 4th inning. And a miscue defensively, the throwing error. 5 1/3 pitch tonight. Time for the longest outing by a major league reliever this year.
That is a good night into the big leagues right here for Luis Perdomo. You know what else he's going to learn? And let's face it, Rule 5 guys got to stay with the team, right? Or you lose them.
Yep.
And I'm not a general manager. I don't have a crystal ball, but here's what I can see happening with Perdomo. Spending the whole season here, next year, you know what? You are going to prove to us that you can prove to pitch back in A-ball as a starter, and your progression will then bring you up the ladder. You've got big league experience, but I think no reason to rush him. Maybe they start him in Double-A, but that's what I would think. Or unless he makes big strides now to where he could be a candidate to make the team out of spring training. Who knows? But it depends on whether they want him to be a starter or a reliever.
He's showing that he could be a starter. (3-1). Fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, he is a flamethrower. Check out our Cholula hot sauce flamethrower. And what's he got tonight?
96, yo.
That's hot.
Hot sauce. That's right. Said it. Not ashamed. Bringing it.
Late swing, defensive swing, and look out. Hot shot into the crowd.
See how late he was on that? Fastball away, two-seamer, and Nick Hundley has got to pull the emergency ripcord on that one.
Inside for ball 4. That's just the first walk allowed by Perdomo since coming into this game.
And really not the worst fate with 2 outs and the pitcher coming up. Hey, if you're a baseball fan, then you need the all-new Fox Sports app. Get highlights, interviews, injury updates, scores, and instant alerts on your favorite teams and rivals. Download now in the iOS App Store, Google Play, or visit foxsports.com/app.
Two down, Hundley at first, and it is the pitcher, John Gray. Struck out twice tonight. 167 average at the plate.
Hey, the arm angle starting to drop a little bit, it looks like, for Perdomo, so I would say action in the Padre bullpen, getting up near 100 pitches. Next toss will be number 97. And how sweet would it be for Luis Perdomo to complete this inning and then turn it over for the bullpen to try to hold these Rockies.
Offered at it and couldn't get it on the bunt bid. Ball and 2 strikes now to Gray. There's that action you're talking about. Kevin Quackenbush up in the pen. So you can see the pens now. The high wall is now in right center field. The new wall extended here. 1-2 pitch in the dirt outside. Nice play by Norris. That's what you got available to you, and because of the work that Perdomo has done, the bullpen in very good shape for the remainder of this contest. And your starter leave after a third of an inning, and Andrew Cashner. Neck and upper back stiffness. 2-2 pitch. That is in there for strike 3.
Nice.
And that's 7 strikeouts for Perdomo. 4-3, Rockies have the lead as we head to the 7th from Denver.
With one of the best rivalries as the NL West leading Giants take on the Dodgers at 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox. Then the Indians battle the Angels in a game you can only see on FS1 at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Get your baseball fix right here on Fox.
Well, we play along here to the 7th inning. And it'll be John Gray back on the mound here now for the Rockies. Brad Wallace, Derek Norris, and Alexei Ramirez coming up. So in between innings here, we noticed that Mark Grant was shaving again. I haven't quite figured this out yet. I haven't worked with you that long, but I don't understand why you shave during games.
No, you're not.
Why does that happen? I mean, is it not enough to shave in the morning or before the game?
I'll tell you why.
What is the deal with your shaving?
Exactly why.
In-game shaving.
Okay, I shaved today, right? I go with I go against the grain.
Okay.
I had to do head, face today, full on, right?
Yep.
Well, at this point of the game where, you know, you're not going to be perfect. So there are a couple of little rough ones, little stragglers along the way.
That you missed?
That kind of missed a little bit, yeah. You kind of feel around.
Okay.
You feel some stragglers. So how you doing? So I carry a travel razor in my pen bag that just in case, I mean, you got to be a Boy Scout. You got to be prepared.
It's great.
So if there's a little straggler here, you just kind of.
You were shaving your nose in between innings, which was alarming. I mean, what was
that too? Hey, you don't want to look like a party favor when you sneeze. It's all about good hygiene. You got to get those bull whips.
Oh my goodness!
You hurt somebody. You got to trim the ear hairs and the nose hairs. You know who I'm talking about out there.
I'm just not used to that mid-game. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm getting used to it.
Well,
you're a very odd man, Mark Grant. Brad Wallace will take a pitch inside.
Hey, even though it's the bottom of the order, this is the third time around now for the Padre hitters, so a chance to get at John Gray. They see his repertoire. They know what he's all about. Left-hander Brad Hand heating up for San Diego. It's the top of the order for the Rockies when they hit in their 7th inning.
Foul back off to the left, still 3-2. Three-two pitch. And a swing and a miss. Wallace strikes out. That is now the 7th strikeout for John Gray. Well, time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game, and Luis Perdomo doing it all. Not only helping out the bullpen by coming into the game in the 1st inning after Andrew Cashner left, but also getting his first major league hit. All part of the night for Luis Perdomo. Out of the reach of Mark Reynolds at first base. Collect that baseball, his first in the majors.
Yeah, tip of the cap to Luis Perdomo, just on short notice, picking up Andrew Cashner and eating up some innings for that bullpen, because we know how nasty it could be. Eddie Rodriguez, the coach on the right, translating from Darren Balsey, the pitching coach on the left, going over his outing. And I tell you what, both those guys very proud of the young right-hander. He really showed a lot tonight.
100 pitches for him in the game tonight. From the bullpen, no less. Cashner only threw 6 pitches before he left with the stiff neck and upper back.
I'll tell you what, Luis Perdomo tonight, the heart of a champion, the guts of a burglar out there on that hill. Way to go, kid. That's a good night in the big leagues.
Rolling away, 2-1. Norris tonight struck out swinging, grounded out to first base. Off balance cut right there.
Seen more changeups out of the hand later as this game has gone on from John Gray.
Mixed it up pretty well. 12 strikeouts last time out, career high for him against the Padres. 7 tonight, including the first out of this inning. Brett Wallace striking out.
Slider.
Interesting when the catcher has the pitcher shake off a sign just to kind of get the hitter thinking about what they may be doing. The game within the game. Two. Foul back to the screen as Norris hangs tough. 7 home runs on the year for the Padres catcher. Padres trailing by a run. Fly ball, right field. Carlos Gonzalez backpedaling to make the catch for the second out of the 7th inning. A game presented in HD by Sony. Some great shots tonight of this beautiful ballpark, Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Crowd tonight of 32,663. And a well-pitched ball game by Luis Perdomo looking on the new rooftop area up there in Rice. It's been since 2013 since I've been here, and that was not here last time I was here. Unless they've added the new wall in Rice. A few less home runs out there to right center. Can you really say fewer? I don't think you can. Fewer home runs. More doubles. Swing and a miss. Ramirez lunges after that pitch. I got to get this fewer less thing down. I'm trying.
Remember, things you can count are fewer. Quantities are less. It's very easy, Donald.
Seven in a row retired by Gray. And here 0-2 of Alexei Ramirez.
Got a bet on the slider here.
Gray coming in 4-2 individually. 97 pitches deep into his outing tonight. Taking him 6 2/3 so far with those 97 pitches. But ahead of the Padres shortstop. 1-2. Popped up left side. Story and Arenado. It'll be Story, the shortstop, who makes the catch equidistant between second and third, and ends the inning. 7th inning stretch, 4-3 Rockies. 5 2/3 tonight for Luis Perdomo in his first major league hit. He does depart this game. On the hook here for the Padres as Brad Hand, left-hander, comes in for his 29th game of the year.
Can't say enough about what Luis Perdomo did, picking up Andrew Cashner and the rest of the bullpen. So enter the left-hander Hand. Last time out for Brad was on Sunday against these same Rockies, inning in 2/3, a couple of hits. Walked one and struck out two. He's got to hold the Rockies at 4. It's getting late.
Top of the order, Charlie Blackmon leading it off here for the Rockies. 0 for 3. Struck out, flied out, struck out. In fact, it's the only out that Andrew Cashner had before leaving. With the grass at third, Brett Wallace. Yanked that outside. 2-0.
Well, we've got action in the Padre bullpen, and the reason why I say that is because Hand has had his way with left-handed hitters. They're only hitting 130. Righties 274. And it looks like Kevin Quackenbush is up. We've got righty to up next. LeMahieu, Arenado.
Quackenbush had been up earlier, back up again.
So it may be a case of Hand getting this hitter and then going to the bullpen possibly for Quackenbush to face the two righties. I know in this ballpark, you know, when it comes to matchups, very rarely do you see the guy come in here and face one hitter.
(3-1). Ball 4, and he ends up walking the lefty. Last thing he wanted to do here in the 7th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
It'll be a double switch here as Amarista comes into the game. Brett Wallace will be coming out of the game from third base, and heading out to make a pitching change is Andy Green. So it is one and done for Brad Hand. Couldn't get the guy he wanted to, and Charlie Blackmon instead walked him. And he will depart. Kevin Quackenbush coming in. Rockies on top 4-3. Pitching change from Colorado.
What are some of the benefits of drafting a high school player versus a college player and vice versa?
If I had my choice, I'd take the high school guy. You know, if you want to be a lawyer, you go to lawyer school. If you want to be a baseball player, you go to baseball school. And baseball school is here in the minor leagues, playing every day. We want you to go on the field with the air of feeling that you're going to win.
That was a sneak preview of tonight's all-new Padres POV presented by Sequan Casino tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Kevin Quackenbush in as part of a double switch.
Well, last time out for Kevin was against these Rockies. That was back on Saturday. Inning in the third, he walked one, he struck out 3. Kevin's holding opponents to a 205 average. Hey, this is crunch time right here now. Padres trailing by a run. You've got 2, 3, 4 due up here with nobody out, or run around first base. It's high leverage time right here for Quackenbush.
Big lead for Blackman at first, and showing bunt, taking a strike, is LeMahieu. Part of the double switch here with Quackenbush coming into the game. Amarista checks into the game at second base, and moving from second to third with Brett Wallace coming out is Yangervis Solarte. So the pitcher spot now where Brett Wallace was in the lineup. That was 6th in the order right now. Amarista will now be in the 9 spot. Go to first, almost threw it away. Nice play by Myers to come off the bag to get that.
Well, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. That could have spelled trouble over there. Okay, you're anticipating a good throw. Oh wow, easy for me to say. So you got to be quick.
And Blackman, who had a pretty big lead. Quackenbush noticing, going over there a few times.
And LeMahieu's grounded into 11 double plays. That leaves the Rockies roster.
We're out to fix the track now is Blackman at first base. 4 out of 6 in steal attempts.
Hey, and with that said, Blackman might be gone, right, to stay out of that double play. It's the perfect combination right here to maybe put something on.
There he goes. Throw down to second will be in time. Got him high, maybe on the helmet perhaps, on the tag by Alexei Ramirez. Derek Norris throws out Charlie Blackman.
And no reaction from Charlie Blackman after the tag. No motioning towards the dugout to go to the phone. And boy, I tell you what, credit, yes, nicely done. Credit Alexei Ramirez going on the first base side of second base. Bad catching the ball now, applying the tag and just getting him on the helmet, it looks like, before his foot hits the bag. Right there?
Yeah.
You got him.
So caught stealing, 2-6, Charlie Blackman. That erases what was a leadoff walk. And
that could be a huge play there.
Yeah. Quackenbush can work with the bases empty. 3-1. Foul back to the screen. Pretty good rip right there by LeMahieu.
Well, the outfield, and we've seen this before, Don. Look at the way they're playing LeMahieu. John Jay is over literally in right center field.
I can only think of one other guy they do this against this drastically, and that's Duffy with the Giants. Popped up, shallow right, Amarista out, Kemp in. Amarista calling and catching out number 2. Time now for the In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Coming up, Nolan Arenado. Well, good night tonight. 2-run home run, 1 for 3. The home run back in the first inning off Perdomo. This is 19th of the year, leads the National League, and he's got 5 of them now in the last 11 games. This home run was off Perdomo, second hitter that Perdomo faced after coming in, and it was opposite field.
You see a lot of those here. Put a good swing on it, take it the opposite way, it will go.
Just on top of the scoreboard in right, literally landing on top of it, and then bounding into the crowd. Now Quackenbush, who spent some time with the El Paso Chihuahuas this year, sent down for a little while, coming back here, performing well in his return.
And he said the key was working on fastball location, just falling behind too many times. Too many hitter counts. And you know what? Not only you have to worry about doing that, it's just a mind game as well, going down to the minor leagues to set yourself straight. and not pout about it and not get down on yourself. To go down there and produce with some good numbers, good outings.
Left side, Amarista is part of the shift. Now look out, here comes Ramirez, and Ramirez will make the catch. The taller man ended up making the grab there, and I think getting stepped on. That left side was Amarista. All right, Mike and Mark, thank you very much. Carlos Estevez checks into the game after John Gray went the first 7 innings tonight for Colorado.
Well, Rockies relievers tossed 6 scoreless innings Thursday, haven't allowed a run in their last 9 innings. Strikeouts is a big key as well. 19 and 18 in the third frames for Estevez.
Amarista batting for the first time, came in as part of the double switch last inning. Talked about the Rockies bullpen and how good it has been. 18 2/3, about a 0.96 ERA. Line to left, Parra coming in, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Good start here to the 8th inning, a leadoff single for Alexi Amarista.
Any old way to get yourself aboard, fight one off, go the opposite way. A bloop and a blast to try to take the lead. We know so many weird things, spooky things can happen here at Coors Field. Well, that's a good way to start it off for Alexi Amarista. It's the altitude.
Top of the order, John Jay now. 0 for 3 tonight, but does have an RBI. Picked it up on his ground out in the 3rd inning. Grounded out twice, lined out to left. So John Gray leaves with a chance for the win if his bullpen can help him out. 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, walked no one, and struck out 7 Padres. He leaves Carlos Estevez into the game here. It gives up a leadoff single.
And this is where, as a base runner, you got to really be aggressive if a ball in play to the outfield. Take that extra 90 feet, first and third action I'm talking about. Put the pressure on the outfielders. If it's into the gaps, if the outfielders have to go to their left or right, put the pressure on them.
Bounce in. Hundley able to scoop it.
And believe me, outfielders have that in the back of their mind. It puts some pressure on them. They might not field it cleanly as Ryan Buchter, lefty for the Padres, heats up.
Away, 3-1. 98 miles an hour on the gun, but not close. On deck, Will Myers. Padres batting here in the top half of the 8th inning. Jay on an inside out swing, fouls it off to the left out of play. Hundley, as far as base stealing goes, caught 1 of 10.
Not good. Average major leagues 32%.
There goes Amarista. Pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Amarista's got to come on back, so he was going on that one. 3-2 here to John Jay. Jay now, Myers next here in the 8th.
Got to be guessing fastball here as a hitter.
Time called very late. And Estevez follows through just to get rid of it. It's taking a long time holding the baseball. Jay requested time from Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire, and got it. Going to work on Solarte's hand, it looks like. Paul Navarro. Runner goes, and Jay fouls it off again.
Like Estevez is all over the place on the looks like buckshot.
Got the good fastball, but it's almost like he's overthrowing it. Can't control it.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Nissan. A lot of pitches up in the zone as well.
Runner goes again. Jay strikes out. Little bobble by Hundley, and by the time it gets through, and it is backed up. Well, the transition had trouble grabbing onto the baseball, and late throw that ends up bouncing, and a stolen base for Amarista on the strikeout by Jay.
Watch the double clutch there and then there, and that's all it takes. Rush to throw, short hop. Everybody's off and running, covering the base, backing up LeMahieu. Just couldn't find the handle, and that's all it takes. Just how perfection has to come into play when throwing out a base runner.
So now he's 1 of 11. Will Myers batting here with the tying run in scoring position here in the 8th inning. Padres might have the right guy up here, and Will Myers, looking at the last 18 games for him. 27 hits, a .375 average, 5 homers, 16 RBIs, the slugging percentage, and into double digits in multi-hit games in the last 18.
That's some kind of groove right there. Seeing the ball well, using the whole field, especially here.
Myers ahead, 2-0. Very patient here in dealing with Estevez so far.
A couple of off-speed pitches to start off. Will Myers falling behind 2-0.
Pickoff play at second, and he throws it into center field.
What is going on?
Amarista is going to head to third and get there without a problem. He turned and was going to throw, and neither of the middle infielders moved. So he threw it to the closest one, LeMahieu at second, and fired it into center.
I'm surprised he even threw it because you don't have to throw.
Rising fastball there thrown to his second baseman.
That ball got by DJ LeMahieu in a hurry. And once again, as a pitcher, you spin and throw. You do not have to throw to second base.
Well, a visit to the mound here. Estevez has been Wild, and now Wild in a throw to second base.
A little calm down possibly for Steve Foster, the pitching coach of the Rockies.
John Gray can only watch now, going the first 7 innings. Left with a chance for a victory, but now the tying run 90 feet away with 1 out here in the 8th. The infield in all the way around for the Rockies.
Hey, with Estevez being erratic, you never know. He might bounce one back to the screen. That's why Amarista has to have a good secondary lead there at third base.
3-0, and again a fastball that misses.
Doesn't look like he's given him much to hit.
Myers takes the strike. And Matt Kemp waiting on deck. And a tough night tonight against John Gray. A couple of strikeouts and 3 at-bats. Tying run at third and Amarista. In the dirt, ball 4, and Myers down to first base. So that is the first walk offered up by Rockies pitching in this ball game. The starter, John Gray, didn't walk anybody the first 7 innings.
Well, at the time, you know, Alexi Amarista was on first base. He stole second base, but he's trying to keep the ball away. Now this one right here, not a strike, but called a strike. But you know what? Will Myers just been showing some really good patience at the plate, laying off balls. And I know that sounds so easy, but it's easier said than done. But he's in really a nice groove right now, seeing the ball.
Very selective. First and third with 1 out. Matt Kemp 0 for 3. Ooh, strike 1. Breaking ball.
That was the hanger right there.
13 out of 18 times. Less than 2 outs. 1 at third, trying to get it done here. Strike kind of leaked back at 99 miles an hour. 0-2 to Kemp. Kemp with 20 RBIs. Against the Rockies. Like to do some more damage. Lifts it foul, protecting the plate. Fastball again, and that was up.
Trying to elevate out of the zone, you bet. 2 strikes, trying to get that top hand, working underneath it, and thank goodness fouls it back, gets another crack at it.
Almost half of his RBIs have been against Colorado, and he's trying to get it done again here. First and third with 1 out. 0-2 pitch, and Kemp strikes out. Kind of waved to that pitch, badly fooled, and strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 2 down in the 8th.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, Don. Badly fooled as we go back. First pitch slider. Now here comes a fastball. 2 pitches that he could have taken advantage. The one he got up and out of the zone, he fouled it off, and then right there, definitely guessing something else. That was a good sequence of pitches right there by Estevez.
Well, a stressful inning for Estevez. This next pitch will be the 20th of the inning for the right-hander. First is catcher Nick Hundley stepping out, reeling off some signs for the infielders. Runners at first and third and 2 down. Yangervis Solarte 0 for 3. Well, that was against Gray. There goes Myers at first. The pitch inside, no throw from Hundley, and straight steal of second base for Will Myers.
I was just about to say, why not take that base? They're concentrating on the hitter here. No reason for Hundley to throw down on that one. You throw it away, that results in a run. So now a hit here. Clutch 2-out knock here means 2 possibly for San Diego.
And they're going to put on Solarte at first base now. Go after Melvin Upton Jr. in a bases loaded scenario. Guy who hit a home run back in the 4th inning.
Hey, this is crunch time. Be interesting to see what happens after Estevez throws the wide ones here. That now he's got to face a guy, nowhere to put him. Can he hone in that strike zone after throwing the wide ones?
Now Melvin Upton Jr. collecting his 7th home run of the year, was back in the 4th inning and back against the starter, John Gray. One of the 3 runs he allowed.
Well, it looked like a curveball out of the hand. We see it right there. We see the rotation. It just kind of floats up there right into the swing path. A hanger, and when you hang it, he will bang you, and he did just that. 433 feet for Melvin Upton Jr.
So bases filled with Padres, 2 down here in the 8th. Melvin Upton Jr. facing Carlos Estevez, and a swing and a miss at the high 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's a good heater right there.
It's pretty free and easy too.
He is. Easy gas, you're right.
In the air, foul, and Upton finds himself down 0-2. Christian Bethancourt has come out on deck. We would bat in the pitcher's spot if we get that far here. 2 down in the inning. Great opportunity for the Padres here in the 8th. Very high, almost threw that away. Nice play by Hundley, coming out of the crouch and then leaping to reel that in.
That's tough for a catcher. When a guy's throwing 97, you're anticipating something down and away, and then you've got to jump off the ground.
Foul to the screen, another fastball. That one at 99.
I'll tell you what, he's attacking those fastballs very aggressively, like Lyle Alzado used to attack those running backs, trying to pick up his teammate. Big time at bat right here.
Bases filled with Padres. 1-2 pitch. Upton strikes out. The fastball that he foul tipped. 99 from Estevez. And the Padres leave them loaded. 4-3. The Rockies have the lead as they'll be coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. By Petco, your complete pet store. and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Back in Denver, Colorado, the home of the Colorado Rockies. And we just saw a pretty impressive display there of fastballs from Estevez. As Quackenbush returns to the mound here for the Padres to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Carlos Gonzalez, Trevor Story, and Gerardo Parra scheduled to bat in the inning, and swing and a miss for strike one.
You see how Estevez saved that 99 for when he needed it?
Yep. Melvin Upton Jr. striking out to end the inning, and as it turns out, Estevez strikes out the side. 2 walks, 1 intentional, and a base hit mixed in there. Quackenbush came in last inning, retired LeMahieu and Arenado. Now Carlos Gonzalez with a count of 1-1. Popped up, foul ground. Chip was on. Ramirez has to run a long way, but there's not going to be a play anyway. Alexei was over towards second base. Two-hit night tonight for Gonzalez. After striking out in the first inning, doubled and scored in the 4th, singled to right in the 5th. 2 of the 8 hits collected tonight by the Rockies. 1-2. Foul to the screen.
Hey, Estevez, who we just saw, another one of those Rocky pitchers, hadn't pitched above A ball prior to this year. And he went right through 1 through 5. As you mentioned, Don, striking out the side, upper 90s with the fastball.
Of course, Jake McGee, the closer for the Rockies, is up in the pen getting ready for the Padres in the 9th. The pinch hitter, Norris and Ramirez scheduled to bat. Saw Christian Bethancourt on deck last inning. Running in on the hands of Gonzalez, fouled it off as Jake McGee. McGee with 15 saves on the year. Two. Foul back to the screen.
That was by design there, and Kevin Quackenbush went up just far enough where Gonzalez really couldn't hurt him. Hey, speaking of McGee, he has blown 2 saves, 15 of 17, so
you're saying there's a chance?
There's always a chance, Don.
On the ground by the mound. Shift on. Solarte, right side of the infield, will throw out Gonzalez for the first out here at the bottom of the 8th. Now looking at some of the draft picks for the Padres. How about Eric Lauer?
Number 25, the left-hander from Kent State. And A.J. Preller is going to be on with Mike and Mark on the postgame show, breaking down the draft a little bit more in detail about the picks the Padres have made. But judging by Eric Lauer being from Kent State and the experience from the left-hander, probably on the fast track, a little bit quicker to the big leagues, projected. So, hey, stay tuned. More in-depth detail about the draft with A.J. Preller, Mike Pomerantz, and Mark Sweeney on Padres Live postgame show.
Trevor Story batting with 1 out here in the 8th. He's got 2 hits tonight. Both singles to center. Scored a run. Last time up, struck out. 88 strikeouts on the year for Story. 2-0. Picks up the outside corner. 93 from Quackenbush. There is John Gray, starter, still pitcher of record right now in this game after a dicey 8th inning. He's able to watch Carlos Estevez get out of the jam that he kind of created. Ray, 7 innings, struck out 7. Outside, 3-1. Gerardo Parra waiting on deck. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. Rockies batting here on top by a run. Flared foul to the right, not a play.
Oh, he had a good one to rip at there. And sometimes you're reaching for a new one, and sometimes you get lucky enough to where they just work under it a little bit. This Padre fans hoping for a quick inning from Kevin Quackenbush. Look at where pitch number 5 was on the Fox Tracks, brought to you by Nissan. That's a big old fat one right there, and believe me, I know fat when I see it.
Foul to the screen. Quackenbush now has thrown 23 pitches since coming into this game. John Jay over towards right center, gap out in left center field. Story takes another hack, fouls it back.
Got a battle going on here. Don't hang him a breaking ball in the zone, though. Fastball away.
And chases, getting a piece to foul it back. 9th pitch of the at bat coming up. Story bats now. Parra will be next.
Curveball.
Payoff pitch. And it's ball 4. Story down to first base with a 1-out walk. We're just talking about John Gray and his night here tonight for the Rockies, departing with a chance to get the win.
Well, he had a really good night. We saw it at Petco Park, and it seems like even pitching here at the higher elevation of Coors Field doesn't seem to bother John Gray. Sure, he'll have some rough outings once in a while like any pitcher, but a nice 98 pitch effort. He had it all working, broke it out early as well. And the strikeout has been the story. 30 punchies last 3 start versus the San Diego Padres.
1 out, 1 on. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Trevor Story. Line foul. And the Padres dugout third base way. Parra grounded out to first in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Grounded out to second base in the 6th inning. Youngster with a baseball. They found one. Leaded first for Trevor Story in 0-1. Grounded foul the other way this time to the Rockies dugout.
You know, some guys are foul pole to foul pole.
Yep.
Parra's dugout to dugout.
The moment he is.
Well, that breaking ball, you got to be quick to it, and he fouls it off over there, and then late on the fastball, it looked like. So
see Derek Norris keeping those legs tight, not allowing the runner at first base, Story, to peek in. And he gives the signs. A little bigger lead now for Story, and there he goes. Kind of a pitch out, and the throw down is going to get away into center field. So Story picks himself up and heads to third. Stolen base and an E2 will get Story to third with one out.
Prior to the pitch being thrown, Derek Norris had the high sign, the high target. This one up a little bit to it. Pretty good pitch though to handle. It just kind of rushed it a little bit on the first base side in the short hop. Didn't want it quite that high. Now Andy Green will bring the infield in.
One out, Story 90 feet away, and Parra now down the count, 1-2. Rockies looking to obtain some insurance. Close pitch, call the ball, 2-2. Parra with a swing and a miss, strikes out. Big strikeout there for Kevin Quackenbush. Big out, 2 down here in the 8th.
Parra going after the high breaking ball. Sometimes when you hang one just a little bit too much, it works to your advantage. It's that one around the belt buckle that can hurt. That is a huge strikeout.
You know, the Padres have a pinch hitter coming up, then Norris and Ramirez due up, and it'll be against Jake McGee, the closer for the Rockies. But right now, big out here, and Mark Reynolds, who takes strike one. Trying to keep this a 1-run deficit is Kevin Quackenbush here in the 8th. Insurance run, potentially, 90 feet away in Trevor Story. Walk, stole second, reached third on an error. Throwing error by the catcher, Derek Norris. 0-1. 0-2. We saw Christian Bethancourt out on deck last inning. He was going to pinch hit. So perhaps it'll be Bethancourt, but these are the options for Andy Green. 25th pitch of the inning coming up here for Kevin Quackenbush. And it's a little flare to shallow left. Ramirez out, Upton in, and it's going to fall. Run will score. It's between Ramirez and Upton. In from third comes Story, and the Rockies grab an insurance run on top now, 5-3.
Well, that ball hung up there quite a long time, and you're thinking, yeah, that's a ball that's got to be caught. I quite honestly thought it was a ball that should have been caught. But as an outfield, let's check out the swing. Well, he's out in front of it. So judging by that, outfielder's got to be coming in. But you have to respect the power also of Mark Reynolds to see where Melvin Upton Jr. was playing in left. Long run for the left fielder and falls perfectly in between Ramirez and Upton Jr.
So a run in, 2 down. Reynolds at first, and the pitch is strike. To Nick Hundley. We'll see where this ball lands.
See, Melvin broke in. Oh, maybe it was just hit perfectly. Or I don't know what kind of communication was there. You know, Alexei was far enough away from Melvin Upton Jr. to where whether he hears him or not, who knows. Looks like Melvin kind of pulled up a little bit, anticipating Alexei maybe possibly colliding, coming out from the shortstop position. That's one of those frustrating ones there.
Daniel Descalso has come out on deck for the Rockies as a pitch up high makes it 1-2 to the catcher Nick Hundley.
I think we saw that Melvin Upton Jr. kind of indicating to Alexei Ramirez that, hey, it was his bad coming in on that ball, talking to his shortstop.
1-2 in the air, shallow center again. Ramirez out. Fair distance, but he'll backpedal to make the grab on this one and to end the inning. We are headed to the 9th. The Rockies have added a run, take a 5-3 lead. It'll be McGee on. The Bill Howe plays of the game. And of course, this errant throw from the pitcher. Estevez ended up being center field. He would come back to battle his way back, striking out Kemp and striking out Upton to end the top of the 8th inning. And since then, the Rockies have added another run. Colorado on top 5-3, and a bit of a surprise here, not going to the closer is Walt Weiss. He's going to stick here with Estevez, who finished out the 8th inning and has gone back out there now to begin the 9th. Hector Sanchez has just headed back towards the dugout here. He was going to pinch hit. And now Walt Weiss is coming out, so I don't know what this was all about. As Bethancourt comes out, Walt Weiss going to go get the baseball. So now he's going to make the change to McGee. And Estevez headed off. So a pitching change. Closer will be coming in. Jake McGee. He's got 15 saves. 5-3 Rockies. Now back in the 8th inning as Quackenbush was in this play in left field, and the ball was in the air a long time. Ramirez couldn't get it. Upton coming in, unable to make the catch. You see Melvin Upton Jr. say, "My bad. I thought you'd stop." It's a similar kind of play to what we saw in San Francisco with Amarista going out and Kemp coming in.
Yes.
For right field. Kind of fell in between. The ball was in the air a long time, and so going over it now.
Yeah, with infield coach / coach Eddie Rodriguez.
Well, the closer now in after Hector Sanchez had been introduced. Walt Weiss went out and made the change. And Christian Bethancourt bats here in the pitcher spot against the closer.
And there you see the saves and opportunities. 2 blown saves. 21 innings, 14 strikeouts, so some balls in play. He's around the plate, 6 walks. Boy, lefties, 333. It'll be lefty on righty here against Bethancourt.
Swing and a miss. .250 average, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. Bethancourt coming off the bench here to pinch hit. Hector Sanchez was announced, so he is out of the game. Gonzalez, Jankowski available on the bench for Andy Green. 1-1 pitch. Went around, 1-2. He had been the closer for Tampa Bay prior to coming here. His first year with the Rockies. The saves in a year, 19 back in 2014 for the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-2. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
And you know what? He throws hard. 95, 97. He can get it up there now. Fastball, curveball, pretty much 2-pitch pitcher.
He's guy that was used a lot by Joe Madden. It's actually a setup guy at one point for Fernando Rodney. He's closing games with the Rays. Well, McGee closing games himself here with the Rockies. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Bethancourt strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning. It's now 11 strikeouts in the game for Rockies pitching.
Well, like a lot of pitchers will go up and out of the zone. That one was up and away a little bit to Bethancourt. Blew it by him.
One down here in the 9th. And it brings up Derek Norris, 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out, and a fly out for the Padres catcher. Talk a lot about draft picks over the last 24 hours. McGee was a 5th round draft choice by the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2004. (2-0). Flared foul down the right field line, out of play. Well, tomorrow, game 2 here from Coors Field in Colorado. Eric Johnson will make his Padres debut. Matched up against Tyler Chatwood. So far, Johnson 0-2, while Chatwood will be looking for his 8th win of the year, coming in at 7-4 with a 2.79 earned run average. Johnson's games coming, of course, with the Chicago White Sox. Popped up down the first base line. Reynolds, Hundley, and look out. They will collide, but Hundley will make the catch. Held on to the baseball as Reynolds runs into him.
That's Reynolds' ball the whole way, don't you think?
I think it'd be an easier play for him coming down from first.
Tough to tell what type of communication there was going on right there. Doesn't look like Reynolds is saying anything. Doesn't look like Nick is saying anything as well. And
like Hundley got an elbow to the head.
I was just going to say, yeah. Yes, he did, right to the side of the face.
Fortunately, he held on to that baseball. It's all fun and games now. 2 down in the 9th. Take something from Alexei Ramirez for us to continue. Ground ball right side, and that's a base hit into right field. So the Padres will bring the tying run to the plate here on the 2nd hit of the night for Alexei Ramirez.
Attacking early. McGee throwing the first pitch fastball, and Ramirez just spanking it to the right side to keep the Padres alive.
Alexei Amarista coming up. Came into the game as part of a double switch. Singled in the 8th, stole a base, but could not score, was left at third base. Amarista with 2 career home runs here at Coors Field in Denver. Like to pop one here and tie this game up. On the ground and through into left field, an opposite field base hit, and up to second base goes Ramirez. So the Padres, after there were 2 outs in the inning, collecting back-to-back base hits. Alexei Ramirez and Alexei Amarista.
Well, you know what that tells me? The last 2 hitters for the Padres, not trying to be the hero and swing from you know where and trying to put it out of the ballpark. Base runners, multiple base runners. Hey, pass it on to the next guy, turn the lineup over, and then possibly with one swing of the bat, extra base hit, or even B, send one out of here to take the lead.
We got John Jay, the top of the order, coming up. 0 for 4 in the game. Did get an RBI and a ground out back in the 3rd inning. Tying run at first base for the Padres. There's strike one. Fastball in the inside corner. Closer for the Rockies, trying to finish off the Padres. Giving up back-to-back base hits. Ball and a strike to Jay. Lined a foul ball right down the left field line, just foul. That would have probably scored 2 runs. It's down to that corner and bangs around. Amarista may have had a chance to score from first.
Well, John Jay has got to go about facing Jake McGee the same way that Ramirez and Amarista took their hacks. Hit it hard where it's pitched. Jake McGee has given up 2 round trippers in the 21+ innings prior to this game.
2 outs, Ramirez at second, Amarista at first, and a 1-2 pitch to John Jay. Down and away, 2-2. Padres not going quietly here in the 9th inning. Tying run at first base and Amarista. Go ahead run at the plate in John Jay. Outside, full count. And the base runners can now get a start.
And that's a big key.
So here we go. First and second, 2 down. 3-2 the count to Jay. Jay will flare one foul down the left field line. Stays alive. Runners back to their respective bases. He'll be off again. McGee with a 3-2 pitch. Jay hits it in the air down the left field line. Parra on the run, will not get there. It's a fair ball and it bangs around in the corner. From second, Ramirez scores. Here comes Amarista. And that ball ended up in the corner, 2 bases. This will plate only 1 run. They're going to send Amarista back to third. Goes up into the crowd on the ground rule double apparently down there in the corner.
Oh, what a bad break.
Amarista's got to go back to third base. See where this landed. It's out of our sight down that left field line.
Well, like Ramirez and Amarista, Jay does the same thing, and here it is, just fair, and it bounces up and over. Bad break for the Padres.
So 1 run is in. Amarista back at third base. And no doubt a fair ball. Up and over, and that does cost the Padres for the moment. We'll see. Will Myers now standing in. Myers will take strike 1. 96 and on that outside corner. Just up and over.
You know what? It hit the railing and then went under the other railing, just left of the foul pole. Just a bad break, bad bounce.
Strike 2. Yeah, right in that area there.
Yep.
Tying run 90 feet away in Amarista. The go-ahead run at second base in John Jay. Myers down 0-2 with 2 down in the 9th. inside, and it's 1-2. Two former teammates going head-to-head here in Will Myers and Jake McGee, both members of the Tampa Bay Rays. John Gray looking on right now, the pitcher of record for the Rockies. One-two. Just outside. 97 and just off the plate.
Clearly a ball off the plate. Tough to lay off for Will Myers. He was thinking about it. No, I don't think he went.
Emery at third, Jay at second, 2 outs in the ninth. McGee's 24th pitch of the inning is a 2-2 pitch. Myers will take it down and in. Full count.
So after away checking his swing, that one down and in, not biting. Nice block by Hundley, saving a run.
See Matt Kemp waiting on deck, hoping to get a chance. Myers with a full count of 316 average.
You know, interesting situation here. 3-2 first base open. We've seen Matt Kemp tonight. He's struggled at the plate. I think he's going to make Will Myers fish for something here.
Myers hits a fly ball to center field. Back goes Blackman, still going at the wall. That ball is gone into the forest. A 3-run home run for Will Myers puts the Padres on top in this one. Will Myers with 2 strikes on him hits his 13th home run of the year. It's a 3-run shot, and the Padres are back on top here in the ninth.
Oh, wow. Can it get any more suspenseful? More crunch time? You talk about a guy who's being selective at the plate. 3-2. He gets extended. It's a fastball into the shrubbery.
Padres bench loving it as the Padres have come all the way back to take a 7-5 lead. McGee has been chased from the game, blown save. Padres have a 7-5 lead.
Big time 3-2 count, a battle against Jake McGee, the left-hander. Padres trailing, and the big boy who's been very selective this ball game, and let's face it, more than a handful of games going back. Talk about picking up his teammates. I'm telling you, the best reality show on TV is right here. This baseball game, quite a battle.
Now Matt Kemp. Take a look at strike one. Justin Miller into the game. 24th appearance for him. Comes in after Jake McGee. The closer went 2/3 of an inning, charged with 4 runs and a blown save.
Well, how do you like these apples? San Diego Padres, when they're trailing after 8, 2-32. The Rockies leading after 8, 26-1.
Wow. Saw Fernando Rodney getting ready in the pen for the Padres. Pitcher's spot 1 and 2, and Blackman and LeMahieu expected anybody gets on. Arenado will have a chance in the bottom of the 9th. But to this point, a 4-run top of the 9th inning for San Diego, and a 3-run shot for that guy. Matt Kemp has struck out 3 times tonight, lined out to left. Down the count, 1-2. Ball 2. Here it is, the 4th spot here in the top of the 9th inning.
No lead is safe. Yeah, and you know what? That's 4 looking pretty darn good right about now.
2-2. Fights out off very defensively, fouling it off to the right. Home run by Myers, 451 feet, the tail of the tape. Two to Kemp. Swung on a miss. Strikes out for the 4th time tonight, but the damage has been done. 3-run home run by Myers. A 4-run top of the 9th inning for Will Myers. Home run number 13 propels the Padres to a 7-5 lead.
Another look as the Padres drop a 4 spot in their top half of the 9th. First pitch fastball. What's McGee trying to do here? Keep the ball away from him. Hundley set up inside though. He misses there. Away, but great selection. Great laying off by Will Myers. And then the fastball. El Centro. Straightaway center field. Into the pines. Into the shrubbery for the 4-run 9th to put the Padres ahead. Ain't that some kind of nice?
Into the game, trying to close it out now for the Padres. Their closer, Fernando Rodney.
Well, Rodney's got to really buckle down. He is 11 for 11. The ERA, the strikeouts, and he has got a streak going this year.
Well, most consecutive scoreless innings to start the season. Padres relievers, 21 1/3 for Fernando Rodney.
Well, we know about the fastball, mid-90s. We know about the differential, the changeup.
He will face Ryan Rayburn, pinch hitter, to begin things here in the ninth. Strike one. Rayburn, 267 average, 5 homers, 14 runs batted in. 46th game that he has participated in on the year, coming off the bench here in the bottom of the ninth. And is down 0-2.
Don, I don't think we could talk enough about Will Myers and just his selection at the plate, laying off those certain pitches that it could have very easily swung at and offered at, being close, especially in a crunch situation like that, high leverage situation. He showed tremendous patience.
This one fouled off. He sure did. You talk about a clutch situation.
And, you know, let's not forget the clutch at-bats after 2 outs. I mean, 2 quick outs, strikeout, pop out. Alexei Ramirez, single to right. Alexei Amarista, the single the opposite way. And we thought the Padres catching a bad break, John Jay, with the ground rule double. It would have resulted in a run. Alexei had to go back to third, and Will Myers, sweet tea coming through big time.
Outside for Rodney at 96. It's the best ERA among qualifying relievers. The only qualifying reliever not to have allowed an earned run on the year. It's 1-2. Close pitch, 2-2. Since 2012, he's had 160 saves. Second most in all Major League Baseball in that time, only behind the former closer, Craig Kimbrell. This one fouled off, kind of an emergency swing there for Ryan Rayburn. Padres fans like what they see here tonight so far in Colorado. 2-2. Rayburn fouls it off again to the right.
Very late on the 94-mile-an-hour heater for Fernando Rodney.
Blackman waiting on deck. LeMahieu would be next. Anybody gets on, you get into that toughest part of the order. Arenado, then Gonzalez. 2-2. On the ground, left side to short. Alexei Ramirez in time for out number 1 here at the bottom of the ninth. Well, way back to start this game, Andrew Cashner leaving some tightness, bottom of his neck, top of his back, took him from the game. And then, of course, Luis Perdomo ends up going 5 2/3 out of the pen tonight for Andy Green.
He did a great job. Short notice, 8 hits. Sure, he gave up 4 runs, only 3 earned, but he struck out 7 Rockies, only 1 walk. And then from that point, Brad Hand came in, did not record an out. Hey, Kevin Quackenbush came in for a couple innings, but there's the man of the hour, Will Myers. 3-2 pitch, fastball, sent it on its way for a home run. 3-run shot.
Charlie Blackman taking strike 1. Career against Rodney, 0 for 1 with a K. And on base once tonight, walked in the 7th, was caught trying to steal. strike two. 95, well placed too. After Perdomo, Brad Hand came in, faced one batter. Kevin Quackenbush, who right now is the pitcher of record, went an inning and 2/3. Gave up one run. Fernando Rodney trying to close it out here. One down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Inside, 2-2. This crowd, better than 32,000, was very loud in the top of the 9th inning. Pretty quiet now. See DJ LeMahieu waiting on deck for Colorado. In the dirt, full count.
Got to challenge him with a fastball, I would think. You got a 2-run lead. Fastball away, possibly, because with the way the defense is playing, Melvin Upton Jr. swung over to the left side. John Jay in center on the shortstop side of second base. Oh, he shook him off.
On the ground, back to Rodney. Run a bit and flip to first for out number 2. So Blackman grounds one right back to Rodney. 2 down.
That's confidence in the secondary pitch, the changeup. He threw it for a strike. Like he got it off the end of the bat, or he jammed Charlie Blackman. It sounded like he got in on him. Let's check out the pitch. Changeup. He got in on him.
So 2 down here in the 9th. Brings up DJ LeMahieu. Singled in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th, flied out to right in the 7th. And he takes strike 1. Ooh, close pitch. 1-1. Might have been a makeup call right there. Ball and a strike. First one was called a strike, but appeared to be out of the zone. On the ground foul, and it's 1-2. Rayburn grounding out to short to begin the inning. Blackman grounding back to the mound for out number 2. Rodney would very much like to get LeMahieu right near and not have to deal with Nolan Arenado, who waits on deck. One-two pitch. In there for strike 3, and the Padres win. Fernando Rodney grabs the save. And the San Diego Padres come in and take game 1 of this 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies.
Froze him with a changeup to end this Wago. I tell you what, this is going to go down in one of those games when the Padres fight back. They had a lot of adversity to look at with Andrew Kasher getting taken out after one hitter. Padres now 7-3 against the Rocks this year.
Now the Padres able to grab the victory in game 1. What can we look forward to tonight, Mike Pomerantz?